Elitom, can you hear me? Good. How are you?
Oh, you hear? Oh, okay, good. I just got in too.
Okay,
At this
great.
at this place down here, and thanks for at least calling me to call you.
Well, I
I really
appreciate
appreciate.
you that you're willing to talk to me. I know it's not a fun conversation, and I wish it was, but
Right,
it's not really
absolutely.
that. So let's just get right into it. If you don't mind, we'll try and keep it as short as possible.
Yes,
Do you know why I'm calling you? Do you know why I want to talk
yes,
to you?
yes.
Okay. Would you mind just sort of giving me your perspective from this point?
Oh, okay. Um, which is understandable because you being a man, that must be a man, and that's your woman and stuff like that. And even on my aspect, on my part, this is something because, like I said, I was just learning something new because I teach sexual energy dealing with prana and how powerful it is. And for my part is I've seen a lot of breatharians, people on this path where the sexual energy get real high. It actually took them in a different direction. Now, I don't know if you noticed that or how I was teaching, but as I took that bike trip, that was the furthest I ever pushed my body energetically like that. And I know that this energy is a creative force, wants to be grounded. It's not eating or nothing like that. And it was a hug that was overlong. But what I'm glad for is we were both adults to, step up. It's not her fault at all, it's mine. Uh, to address it. And then after that, it was over, in my mind. The apology, I understood my energy was high, needed to be grounded. And so that's why I understand everything that took place. And I hope to grow through this and hope everybody else can grow through this. I just learned a lot not to be too overconfident on my energy because that's a lot of power that a person's working with.
Right, and you especially, I mean, you're in a position, you have a little bit of extra power anyway, more than the average person does. I mean,
Yes, sir.
there's a lot of younger, impressionable people who look up to you, man.
Yes. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because just last night, that's why I'm glad so much that you're coming back at me with this because it made me realize that even though I know it's words, but now it's really blending in. Watch your power.
Absolutely, you have to. You're elevated for whatever reason. I mean, you're in a trusted position, and based on that, you have a lot of younger people who look up to you. And the only reason, let me tell you this, the only reason I didn't accompany Angelina, who is, you have no idea how important this girl is to me. I don't trust
Yes.
her with just any grown man. Like,
Yes.
I trusted you because of
Yes.
a few different factors. But one, an important one, is that you claim that you're celibate, that
Yes. That
you don't have.
that is true.
Okay, but you grabbed Angelina's breast, did you not?
Yeah, it was an overhug.
It was okay. Well, then it's not a hug. You groped her,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Okay, so that's different. That, I mean, coming up behind a woman who's already in a vulnerable situation. She's already in your hotel room. You come up behind her and you grab her. Do you realize what that can do to a girl?
Yes.
What made
That's
you
what I thought.
think? Let me ask you. What made you think she wanted that from you? What what signs,
Oh,
in your opinion, did she give you?
it's not her fault at all. Absolutely not.
So you
No.
had to you had to have thought you were picking up on something. I mean,
Oh.
I don't think you don't probably do this with every girl, do you?
Absolutely not. Now, I do want to say this. That's why I don't want to make her feel guilty. And I learned a lot too, because usually after retreats, I don't take nobody with me afterwards until my energy cools down. I had to learn that over a period of time. Now, this one, after I told you my energy got to a certain level, high like that riding that bike, I guess the pointer I want to say is, for her not to, it's not her fault. I don't want to say this, but this is between me and you, man to man. And I'm even going to stop this, hugging people. When we first met, we hugged like that. I'm coming off the bike. And how should I say it? That one seemed kind of long. Her breast is kind of big. What we're talking man to man. And then that got the thought thinking crazy. So a pointer for her is, I guess, you shouldn't hug like that no more. It's not her fault at all. Am I saying that right? I still felt my humanity as being a man when it kicked in. And if I could say that.
I mean, I understand what you're saying. The point that I really need you to take away from this conversation is basically these I'm going to call them kids. I'm a 40-year-old man, Elitom. I'm not 20 something years old like probably a lot of people who reach out to you are, okay?
Yes.
You're in a position, just for the sake of demonstration, you're more like a teacher and they're more like students. Right?
Yes.
You probably look at yourself as a teacher. I'm sure you do.
Yes.
I know based on the few video I've seen from you and our 3.5 hours the other day, you like to be in a teacher position, right? You look at yourself as a teacher. That's fine. That's fair.
Yes.
You feel like you have wisdom to impart, and there's people who want to hear it. That's fine.
Yes.
If there were, in academics, it's inappropriate for a teacher in a university to have a relationship with a student. It's not a balanced, fair.
That's true.
And you can't. Not just with Angelina, but moving forward, man, you can't mix the two.
That's true.
That's work. That's your work.
Thank you. I needed to hear this from you. I'm so sorry.
I mean, I can't even impress upon you how fucked up this has been and how, I mean, it's all I've been able to think about. Imagine your wife or your girlfriend and some grown-ass man, a 50-year-old man, acting like a 15-year-old.
Yeah.
Like, I expected more from you, man. I placed a special level of trust in you, and you really, really let me down. You really, really made me angry. Not to mention what you did to Angelina. She, I mean, she's not well with this either. I want you to know that. I want you to know that you've really changed our lives and not in a good way.
So sorry to hear that. Forgive me.
It's dangerous behavior, man.
Yes.
It's dangerous.
Yes, you're right.
I mean, I would understand. I'm sure there's enough consenting women out there that would date you or whatever. But other than her giving you a hug and being nice and helping you carry your bags up, she's just a good person. She was just trying to be a
Yes.
sweet person. She looked up to you. She did.
Yes.
She did, and you ruined it. You ruined what could have been a good, mutual, respectable friendship by coming up behind her in a very vulnerable, already vulnerable situation. She's never met you before. She is in your hotel room. I mean, think about having to relive that in her mind.
Hmm.
The kind of how creepy that would feel. I mean, imagine you were a girl and this person you've never met before, you're in his hotel room and he comes up behind you and grabs you like that. Like you abused your power.
Yeah, that is something. Forgive me, I'm so sorry.
All right, man. Well, I have to get back to work. I
Thank you so much for this. Thank you. I needed to hear that right now.
all right. I would, yeah. I mean,
Um, oh,
that's all great, but yeah, I would like to see more. Like I still don't like the level of trust has been eroded. So, as far as I know, you're just telling me what I want to hear right now. So, um, yeah. I mean, this is not like we're not hugging it out right now. Just so you know, this is
alrighty.
so.
But I hope we still can keep in touch for the future if time does heal.
Well, I mean,
We'll see.
yeah.
Thank.
I would like to see. I don't know. You make some sort of further amends in whatever way you see fit.
Yes.
But we're in the recovery process here, and it's not fair that you just get to walk away with just an apology to me. I don't know, man. I don't know.
All right. I'll think of a recovery.
All right. Thank you for taking my call.